Welcome to Your Moment with Miguel Ramirez.
Hello, and welcome to Your Moment with me, Miguel Ramirez, and on today's episode, I'm going to be talking with Emily Woolery. Emily is a librarian at Mount San Antonio College, and there's police sirens just outside of my home. And in any case, with my discussion with Emily, we talk about the pros and cons when it comes to social media. We also talk about the ways that real dialogue is limited when it comes to the social media spectrum. Just to give a quick mention, I wanted to talk about the organization called Mental Health America. They provide 24/7 support to somebody going through a crisis. If you feel yourself going through something, a situation, you don't feel well, something feels off, they do have hotline numbers that you can call and have somebody to speak with if you feel that you desperately need that. I know that in today's day and age, it's really easy to feel anxious and overwhelmed. So sometimes having that voice, someone there, can give a tremendous relief. And also, I'm a big fan of their informative posts. Just to name a couple offhand, the benefits of pet ownership, toxic influences and how that affects your mental health, and also to self-check-in, asking yourself questions, seeing how you feel, see how you're doing, and just assessing yourself on the whole front. Getting back to today's episode and more of my discussion with Emily Woolery.
Social media in general. So I am on Facebook and Instagram, a little bit on Twitter. Are those examples of social media that you know? Okay. I like them for the human connection in terms of seeing what friends are up to. I do not like them in terms of sharing political views or sharing our values necessarily. I think it's toned down a lot in the past couple years, but initially I had friends, like a lot of people seem to want to discuss or argue things using memes, which, just one sentence, maybe with a silly picture. And often to me, they felt very hateful and they attacked a lot of what I personally believed in. And then this friend who I knew for years would say, don't respond if you don't agree. Like, well, that's not fair, and if you're going to post something
You're
that
limiting the voice
provokes, correct, then let's have dialogue. So I feel it limits real dialogue from people because people want to, again, communicate with just short headlines or memes. And that I think is very unhealthy for us. I, as a librarian and a professor, and I believe other professors would say, if you see a source or something mentioned in social media, for example, read the original source. Don't just read that little snippet or summary of what someone else said. We want you to go to the original source and read what really happened. Because that one individual might just be pulling out one minor aspect of a document that maybe doesn't cover the whole argument or discussion that author was trying to make.
And so for talking about the benefits of reading, what can you say reading gives to you?
So, as we talked about, reading helps me escape. It helps me unwind from a busy day or maybe a stressful day. It helped me connect with my children when they were younger because we would read all the time. That was one thing that I would easily do with them when they were babies. And I believe it helped them vocabulary-wise. And for a long time, they were interested in books and reading also. Its reading has helped me form communities, such as the example of my book club and meeting brand new people that live in the same community, and now we have a reason to get together and get to know each other.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. I'd like to personally thank Emily Woolery for sharing her insight and information. Something that I wanted to do was provide a quick update about the podcast. I had received a couple of messages talking about if it's available on Apple Podcasts. At the tail end of the previous episode, it was uploaded, but it was after the episode had been released. So if you'd like to listen to it on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, you're able to search this podcast name and pull it up to listen to it there. I'd like to wish you a happy and safe weekend. Take it easy. Try to stay as stress-free as you can. And also, if you have comments, questions, or anything you'd like to share, you're more than welcome to send a message to @YMMRE27. You could also send an email at YMMRE27@yahoo.com. And yes, I'm able to read them, talk about them, and if you'd like to share something, you're more than welcome to. Have a safe and productive weekend, and stay safe, stay sane, take care of yourself, and have a good night.
Stay up to date with news, interviews, and upcoming show episodes by following Your Moment with Miguel Ramirez on Spreaker.com.